Thousands of Christians gathered at the California state capitol to worship God over the weekend, despite state restrictions on them. And there's a similar story out of Seattle. Missionary worship leader and founder of Hold the Line, Sean Foyt, joins us now to tell us what God did at these events. Sean, first of all, talk about the California state capitol rally.
It was just so amazing. We gathered on the steps of the Capitol in Sacramento. We had the Capitol Police estimate over 12,000 people showed up. When we started worship, it was 111 degrees out. Wild.
Wow, I'm looking at video of it, an aerial shot. It's just amazing, all of the people there. I mean, what was that experience like to actually be leading this worship service?
Well, it's just amazing, what the Lord started, a month and a half ago on the Golden Gate Bridge, just after the lockdown and after the governor of our state said the church can't sing indoors. God has just been breathing on this. And I just feel like, it reminded me of that Billy Graham quote, where he said that when a courageous man takes a stand, the spines of everyone else are stiffened. And to be able to get 12,000 people to come out without a marketing plan, just total grassroots guerrilla organization, it just shows that people, there's a courageous church rising in California that refuses to be silenced.
Tell us what happened in Seattle, Sean, and how your group worked around attempts to actually stop the worship.
Yeah, I just returned last night from Seattle, and yesterday on 4th Street in Seattle, Antifa terrorists threw Molotov cocktails at the police. And you would think the city would be concerned about that, but instead they wasted their efforts on barricading the Gasworks Park, which is one of their really beautiful parks there in the city. They closed off the entire park with a chain link fence all around the whole thing and locks to prevent us from worshiping in that park. And so when we showed up, we weren't able to get through the barricades they set up. And so we found a construction site right next to the park where there was a bulldozer that was blocking the road. And we thought this will be the perfect backdrop for an epic worship gathering. And so last night we had, we called it a worship protest, which apparently, and now it makes it legal in Seattle. And we had over 2,000 people that showed up. It was so powerful. The Spirit of God moved.
Awesome, awesome. What do you see God doing on the West Coast and hopefully across America through all of this?
I think it's really unique. We've been able to travel across America and host these in different cities and even in New York and Boston and all over. But something profound is taking place on the West Coast. And, one of the things I felt like the Lord called me to declare in this season is that this is a new Jesus people movement. And I really believe that these strict, godless politicians that are releasing these mandates to silence the church, it's like what happens in persecuted nations. It only makes the church stronger. It's actually provoking the church on the West Coast. We've been all over Washington, Oregon, and California, and people are over it. They are ready to take a stand. And I am seeing the miracles, the signs and wonders, the salvations. Every time we do something on the West Coast, thousands of people show up. And it is a profound move of God.
And I guess the plans are in the works for other worship services?
Yeah, well, we're gonna be heading to Colorado this weekend, and then we're gonna be actually targeting Kenosha, Wisconsin, Chicago, Minneapolis. We're going into these places where there's been rioting and unrest, invited by pastors to bring worship, to break off that violence and to bring hope. And then the whole thing's going to culminate on October 25th in Washington, D.C. I want everybody to come.
That is awesome. It gives me chills. All right, the founder of Hold the Line, Sean Foyt, thanks so much for your work and your courage and for being used by God. And thanks for joining us today here on Newswatch.
Thank you so much for having us. Thanks for promoting this. You guys are amazing. Love you all so much.
All right, many blessings to you, sir.